by adding fiber to your diet. So stuff like brown rice, brown cereal, cruciferous vegetables, and obviously high protein, lean meats like this chicken and this salmon. Now, the other thing that's issue for you is your tummy, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we know the number one culprit when it comes to giving that extra fat that you don't want in the tummy are your carbs, your pasta, your potatoes, your corn.
No,
If you want to get ready for this summer, you just have to put those aside and stick more to what we have here, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. And why is that? These kind of foods cause bloating.
Oh.
And just we know that they have effect of creating more fat, both subcutaneous fat and intra-abdominal fat. One other tip that's important, you don't want to drink cow's milk or soy milk. You want to substitute that with other types of milk. For example, rice milk and almond milk are a much better substitute and source. And finally, you need to do some exercises. All right, so we had a viewer, Sylvia, who put my little regimen to the test. Let's take a look at her pictures before and after. This is doing this for a couple weeks.
Awesome.
I mean, that's a pretty significant improvement.
Cool.
All right, good luck.
Awesome.
I know you can do it.
Thanks.
All right, moving on to solutions for problem area number 4. Let's take a look. One of the best places you can fight wrinkles is right in your kitchen. I tell my patients to make an anti-wrinkle mash. It's loaded with antioxidants that fight those free radicals that cause aging. Mash together skinless sweet potatoes, steamed carrots, a tablespoon of agave nectar, and a tablespoon of matcha green tea powder. What a great antioxidant. Nice. There's also my natural moisturizer. Let me show you how I make that. I start off with 3 tablespoons of cream. Next, a quarter of an avocado. Next, a tablespoon of honey. Blend it all up. The fresh cream provides your skin with vitamins and minerals. The avocado is loaded with fat-soluble vitamins. And finally, the honey. It's a natural moisturizer, whether it's your face. I'm gonna treat my hands right here. You're gonna rub it in gently. Then you're gonna let it sit for 1 hour and then gently wash it off with warm water. And voila, you'll be winning that war against wrinkles. Cool stuff, and you all have that right in your kitchen, right? So even you can do that. All right, let's keep on moving. Moving on to number 5. Nails. Okay, what have we done? We've cut a grapefruit in half. We're going to put a little drop of olive oil on that. Okay. All right. And you're going to put your nails in there.
That.
Go ahead, Jim, please.
Yeah, just soak your entire...
And what this is going to do, you're exfoliating, you're softening the cuticles around your nails.
I like that.
Then, once you've moved the cuticle, what I want you to do is put those fingernails in full-fat yogurt with a little sprinkle of cinnamon. Just wait till you feel that. That's a super moisturizer, natural antioxidant. It reduces inflammation.
All right.
All right.
Voila.
We're running out of time, so we have to move on to number 6, the décolletage area. So I have a couple great tips there. Number 1, you don't want to use harsh soap. You don't want to use a degreasing soap because whatever natural oil you have there, you're going to
slip it away.
Right. So what you want to do is apply a moisturizer and vitamin C in this area. And then one other trick that I've learned over the years is wearing one of these décolleté pads. Yes, exactly. Décolleté pads. It's medical grade silicone. We use it for scars, but we found putting it on here is going to help the collagen in that area to give you healthier, wrinkle-free skin in that spot. All right?
So number 7. 7 problems in 7 minutes. Last but not least, what do we got?
Pimples. This is your natural at-home pimple paste that you can make. And what you have in front of you there is baby aspirins that have been mashed up. Add a little bit of water, apply it to your face, cover it with a Band-Aid for 10 minutes. Why does it work? Well, aspirin contains salicylic acid. In fact, salicylic acid is the main ingredient in most over-the-counter acne preparations. Right, yeah. So you can do this yourself at home. It also exfoliates. It kills the bacteria living in those sebaceous glands. And it can help clear up your pimples. There you go. You can treat your own acne.
I like that.
I love it.
7 solutions in 7 minutes. Thank you, Dr. Ordon. And you can find all of these tips and more in Dr. Ordon's new book. It's called Better in 7. It's published by the doctor's executive producer, Jay McGraw. It's available exclusively through his online bookstore, thebooknook.com. And up next, the amazing transformation of one of our own Doctor Show crew members. Stay with us. Do you all want to see Roy's new nose? I know I do.
Roy, come on out.
Tomorrow on The Doctors. Don't miss the sexy secrets. And the doctors are kicking it off with a queen of the Kardashian empire, Kris Jenner.
We could have multiple orgasms on this thing. I'm taking this home.
More on The Doctors. Tomorrow.
The following program contains images of an actual surgical procedure that may be graphic and disturbing. Parents are advised that these images may not be suitable for young children.
We're talking about tips to get a better body today, and one of our own Doctor Show crew members has been wanting to fix a part of his body after an injury to it years ago left him feeling not only self-conscious, but also embarrassed.
I'm a product of the 60s and the 70s. I had an addiction to alcohol and drugs. My nose is a badge of how far I've come. This was at the lowest point in my life. This happened just before I got sober. I lost the tip of my nose, acting real stupid in one of those drunken rages, and my own dog turning on me and attacking me and taking the tip of my nose off. When the dog bit my nose, that really was the turning point. I celebrated 11 years of sobriety this year. I've come a long way. I've worked on myself inside, but there's still one glowing factor, and that's the nose. After the dog bit me, I didn't go to the hospital. I just bandaged the nose up and the nose healed itself. I am embarrassed by it. I will give you the big tough guy that I'm not bothered by it, but deep down inside, certainly I am. I've been in the television industry for over 30 years. I currently am working as the best boy grip on the doctor. Being a plastic surgeon, the first thing that Dr. Orton did was to look at my nose and say, you know, I can fix that. I've worked on all the things inside, but this is something that I can't do for myself on the outside. It will, in a sense, make me whole.
Well, Dr. Orton decided to step in and help fix Roy's nose.
I have been going over every move of Roy's surgery now for years, and this is a real tough one. On a scale of 10, where you literally have to reconstruct the whole nose, I would give this an 8. Step number 1, internal work. Gonna fix the septum first. Unless I straighten the nose, it's never gonna work out. I also need that cartilage as a graft to reconstruct that missing piece of cartilage in his tip. So that's a nice piece of cartilage that I took from inside the nose. This is gonna be good grafting material. Look how straight that is now. As a result of this dog bite, things were separated, they were retracted. And so just by cutting to release everything around that injury, things have actually opened up better than I anticipated. Going into this, probably the biggest challenge was that notch, that V-section tissue that we lost. To get this right, we have to support this columella. That cartilage has been key to this operation. We're crushing it up, using it as grafts to support where he had that notch. We took cartilage from his prominent tip, reused it, recycling, folded and sewn on itself to build that spot up. All this work, 2 hours getting to this point. Here's the divot from the pit bull. By releasing scar, moving the tissue, putting cartilage underneath it, with this one suture, look how nice that comes together. That is a winner.
I want everyone to understand how difficult this surgery was. This isn't just your typical quote-unquote nose job.
Travis, you know that all sorts of different noses, that's sort of what gives us our identity, our character, and probably the biggest challenge for a plastic surgeon to reconstruct it. And there's a reason for that, that when you're doing it, you have to respect what we call the different parts or aesthetic units. And they're divided up into the dorsal component. We have the alar crease area. We have the tip, which is one unit. We have the soft triangle, which Roy was missing, which was one of the most difficult areas to fix. The columella, which we had to reconstruct. His pit bull had taken part of that. And then finally, the ala, or the wings of your nose. All of those units, you have to keep that in mind when you're trying to recreate a nose that's going to look normal. So moving on, this is what we had with Roy. So we started, the first thing, as you saw in the surgery, that I worked on his septum. His septum was crooked. So in the process of doing that part of the procedure, I straightened his septum, and at the same time took that cartilage, 2 pieces, that I would use to place here to straighten his nose, support it, and also to put in that area where he lost support in his rim. The next thing I did was I removed a piece because this nostril was splayed. I took that as a free graft that I later was going to put in here to the columella. Next step, I made an incision here, which allowed me to open up the whole nose like that. Through that incision, I got total exposure, released all the skin above the nose, because at the very end, I would move that skin around to close that defect. Cartilage that I took from the septum, I then put into the columella to support that. And then the cool part of the procedure, how to reconstruct that missing piece in the rim of his nose. I did what's called a bilobe flap. So I made cuts like this, rotated that tissue into there to fill it, and that's the way that it looked when I closed it up.
Wow.
And there's the operation.
So like I said, you know, that's a fairly involved surgery, and I'm sitting here wondering,